My father was born in Currimunta Street in Brunswick in 1914, and he grew up in Brunswick. He met my mother in Brunswick, got married in Brunswick, and then after he got married they moved to Coburg in the house that he grew up in as a teenager. I think he was about 13 when they moved there. And I grew up there, and now my children are living there, which is the fourth generation of our family to live in that house, and the only family that's lived in that house since it was built in 1929. So Mum was living in Coburg when her mother was very sick. So she went back to the mission, to CUMMERAGUNJA mission, to die about 1929 when Mum was about 5. And her little sister was about 2 at the time. And then she went to live with an aunt, I think, after that, who also got tuberculosis. Mum was a stay-at-home mum. She was a machinist before she got married. And Dad was a buyer or a purchasing officer. And he worked long hours, and he worked in Springvale, which was a long way away then. I don't think they had the freeways they have now. So Mum and I had a lot of time together, just the two of us at home. Mum was a good cook. We had a lot of lovely times in the kitchen making cakes and dessert. She let me sort of go wild in the kitchen when I got to be about 10. So I used to go off and cook cakes and make a terrible mess, but Mum used to say, well, it's a clean mess. So we had a lot of fun doing laundry together. We had a washing day, and we had a wringer. Had an electric wringer, which I was allowed to help her, push the clothes through, but it terrified me. I remember my favourite meal was fish fingers and mashed potatoes. I hated tripe. We had tripe, I think it was once a week. There was sort of a cycle of things that we used to have. Tripe with white sauce and parsley, and it didn't matter how much white sauce and parsley you put on it, it still tasted terrible. And I think the best part of growing up was being part of a group of kids who played outside. We had a big vacant lot around the corner from the house that we called the paddock. I don't know why, I don't know whether there was ever horses or anything in there, but there were still a few vacant lots around Coburg at that time. We played in the alleyways that we weren't supposed to. We were told not to go down there, but we always did. We had a local flasher who was often in the laneway, but we just ignored him and laughed and sort of walked past. The local park, which is still there, used to play there. The Progress Theatre was a treat. They used to have they showed 2 films back to back. I think it was about $1 or something to go. So that was a big treat on Saturdays. And I think we were one of the first families in our suburb to get a TV set. So that was very exciting. I still remember the day we had this big box arrive, but we didn't have an aerial. But I turned it on and just watched Fuzz. And that was just exciting as well.